Right, so I'm back with another episode of Top 5 Mods. I'm still stuck in this weird cult I accidentally joined when I took a little trip to Far Harbor, hence the outfit. I really gotta get around to dealing with this situation, but they're fanatical. It's been rather difficult. Anyways, I finally dressed up like this, so I got some free time now to take a look at some mods, a top 5 list of mods. So we're gonna get to that list right about now. Coming in at number 5, it's Personal Teleportation Device, or PTD. This mod is pretty damn cool. As the name would indicate, it allows you to teleport just like the coursers do in-game. You first have to go to a chemistry station and craft a Personal Teleportation Device courser chip, or activator, or both if you just want to go wild. They're essentially the same thing, but the activator is an aid item which allows you to bind it to a hotkey. But once you've crafted one of these bad boys, you can use them to set your current location as one of 21 savable locations to teleport to, or teleport to one of the 21 savable locations. Additionally, you can teleport to the last location you teleported from, and if that is still not good enough for you, you can also teleport to and from indoor locations or while you're in combat. So essentially, this mod makes you feel like the Institute actually gave you some perks instead of just a pat on the back, telling you you've done a good job. Like the Far Harbor sign, but you don't want to get your clothes wet every time you want to check it out? Well, you can now make it your home and teleport to it. Want to go out for a drink, but with minimal effort? Well, you can now teleport to your favorite bar. Accidentally start a bar fight, but you don't like the odds about halfway through? Teleport back home and re-evaluate. Then teleport back, and accidentally throw a grenade at your feet, so then teleport back home. And then just teleport back to finish the job. The possibilities are endless. Definitely a very cool mod. Maybe this will actually come in useful when trying to avoid the cult of Adam. I think it might. But sometimes, instead of carrying away, you just want to hold your ground. Well, for that we've got the Mauser pistol at number 4. So this is the Mauser C96 pistol, the Red 9, the broomstick, the pistol that has sights that can zero up to 1 kilometer. I mean, that might be a tad bit optimistic for a pistol, but it is a pretty iconic pistol. So in game this thing fires 10mm and it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, animations are difficult to do, so it reloads just like a 10mm pistol, which is not really 100% correct, given that this thing is supposed to load a clip. But aside from that, it is a very cool pistol. It's fully customizable. You can go for the plain, the automatic, or the tactically suppressed sniper flavor. And if that does not do it for you, you can also craft a holstered variant at a chemistry station to look even cooler. Just perfect for when a bunch of children of Adam show up to try and make you embrace radiation more. But actually, it wasn't really all that perfect. These cult members are definitely tough, as I've found out. So I had to resort to my outhouse tactic and teleport to my very discreet house right next to a giant sign. So yeah, we need something with a bit more firepower, so we're gonna go with the M1918 BAR. So this is, as you probably know, the World War II US light machine gun. In-game, instead of 30-06, this thing fires 308 by default, but if you've got a surplus of 50 cal or 5.56 laying around, you can also change the receiver to fire that. There's a few other things you can add, like different barrels, some sights, and a suppressor, but not a heck of a lot. It looks good. The reloading animation doesn't really fit though, and for some reason the 50 cal version sounds like it's suppressed. But it was definitely good enough to turn the tide against the squad of missionaries that ambushed me earlier. And once that situation was dealt with, I just had to make sure they didn't turn. So yeah, we've come to that house touring section of the week again. Now last week, as you may remember, I found a pretty good place to lay low, the Gorski cabin. So you might be wondering why I'm looking around for a new place to stay. Well, the children of Adam sort of managed to track me down, hence the outfit. Now I don't know how they managed to track me down, but they towed in a bunch of barrels filled with green goop to really help me embrace the radiation. So that place is rather contaminated right now. And I don't like radiation poisoning. So I saw an ad for a brand new bunker, so I traveled back to Boston, Diamond City to be exact, because this seemed like the perfect place to lay low, a big hole in the ground. So at number 3 we've got the 30-yard bunker. Yeah, Eleonora is becoming quite the real estate agent. So when you arrive in Diamond City, you have to go to the very back. There you'll find a big hatch which leads to the bunker. So when you enter, you're immediately in the living room. Off on the right you've got some nice stacked shelves, a couch, and a poster for Eleonora's premium coffee. That is just shameless self-advertising. Anyways, right next to the couch you've got a TV and a little kitty cat just laying there. Then off on the left you've got a kitchen and dining area, neatly bundled together. And right next to that a desk with a PC that is blue screening. The living room leads to a crafting section with a weapons wall, a power armor station, and a Mr. Pebbles poster. Well, I mean, we can stop right here. We already know this is my favorite house right now. It's got a Mr. Pebbles poster. But anyways, this section leads to a sleeping area with some bunk beds and a teddy bear that looks like he's covered in syrup. And finally you've got a bathroom with a door that closes automatically. So I was really enjoying this place. It looks very good, it's cozy and well lit, and I could keep an eye on the front door in case the Church of Adam tracks me down. But then out of freaking nowhere, Tinker Tom just shows up and starts trying to shoot at my cat. So I had to put him down with this gamma gun I found. Yeah, maybe accidentally joining the Church of Adam has its perks after all. Anyways, I really don't know why the railroad has a vendetta against cats that live with me, but maybe I got two groups of fanatics to deal with now. So yeah, that was pretty weird, but at number 2 we've got Whirly. So this mod adds in a wireless high reliability independent government issue gunship, or Whirligig in short, or Whirly if you want to sound like you're not choking. So this is an autonomous armed vertibird drone. To get your hands on this thing, you first need to go to Sanctuary, to this blue house right here, then go around to the back and open up the hatch, which leads to a bunker. As soon as you enter this bunker, you realize that the original owner spent all his money on this drone instead of a proper bunker like I did. But in this shitty little bunker, you'll find a drone, a note, and the control unit on the shelf. To deploy it, you simply use the control unit, and your drone starts flying around. This thing is more or less a companion that does not take up a companion slot. When you use the control unit again, there is a few options such as landing and disabling fighting. And once you get that sorted out, you're ready to be protected by your very own drone. So this thing pretty much just flies around and shoots at random enemies. It does prioritize the ones that you are shooting at. It's just perfect for when a bunch of half-naked raiders try and ambush you. Just perfect. Not too perfect for when you're fighting a truck crab. I don't know, it just looked pretty weird. So cool mod, the only thing I can complain about is that this thing is as loud as an actual vertibird. I don't know, I have some repressed memories of those things crashing about every 5 minutes. Anyhow, at number 1 this week we've got Cross Plasrail. So this mod adds in alleged high-tech prototype Chinese energy weapons, which basically means they're just really cool energy weapons. They are rather powerful, and if you wait for them to charge up, they deal even more damage. To get your hands on one of them, you can go to Fort Strong, pick the lock on the first door to the right, and then shoot your way through the next door, and you'll find a Plasrail in the back right, along with some Plasrail cores. So I already mentioned that these things are cool, but I need to re-emphasize, these things are really cool. There's a ton of modifications you can slap on top of these things. First up, a bunch of barrel modifications. The standard barrel shoots out green blobs that explode upon impact. The arc cannon barrel shoots out a strong beam, but it also has a rather slow fire rate. The burst flame barrel shoots out an energy blast that catches fire. The crystallizer barrel shoots out an energy blast that does the opposite. Then the disc launcher barrel fires a slow explosive disc that will chase a locked target. And finally you've got the disc launcher barrel Mark II, which unsurprisingly also shoots out a disc, but a lot faster and without the lock-on feature. Now both disc launchers sound an awful lot like spin fusers from Tribes. I guess that's where the Chinese got their inspiration from. Aside from the barrels, you can also change the core, which will alter the damage output and fire rate. And when you're done with that, you can also slap a bunch of stocks, scopes, flashlights, and a radiation shield on these things. And if you're still not satisfied, you can also choose from a bunch of different paint jobs with a bunch of different color palettes to really make your own custom Plasrail. So these things look good, the reloading animation works, and they are a lot of fun to use. It seems like just the right tool for some business I gotta take care of. But in the meantime, they work just fine on some truck crabs. More than fine. But then one of them started flying, which was pretty frightening. So yeah, a very cool weapon and extremely customizable, and if you squint your eyes hard enough, it's almost lore friendly. But yeah, that was it for the top 5. We've also got a bonus mod this week. It's Personal Pocket UFO, Vanilla Vehicle Proof of Concept. So this mod adds in a personal UFO for you to use just above Sanctuary. Now you might be wondering how to actually get up there. Well, it's very simple, you simply swim up there and take it. After you've done that, you have to activate it through a hotkey and you're ready to fly away and explore the wasteland. If you're not satisfied with the third-person camera, there is also the option for a more tactical first-person camera. And if you want to perform some aerial combat, you can also draw your weapon to rain down death from above. But if you do decide to do that and you go back to third person, it looks pretty weird. Pretty weird. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting mod to play around with. It's more of a proof of concept, but it works for the most part, more or less. Anyways, that was it for this week's mod. Some very solid mods in there yet again. Will I finally deal with this Church of Adam issue? Is Tinker Tom really dead? And why does the railroad hate cats? You'll have to tune in next week to maybe find out. Or maybe all of it will remain a mystery. I haven't decided yet, actually. But until then... See, I don't really have an awful lot to talk about this time around. I feel like maybe my storylines are getting a tad bit too complex. Now with each and every individual mod, I have to think about how it intertwines with my running storyline. They've really grown legs. Dealing with religious cults, the railroad, oof. But yeah, if any one of you is going to RTX, be sure to send a carrier pigeon to me, because I will actually be there. But yeah, I thought maybe a fan meetup thing would be interesting, if I have any fans that go to RTX though. I honestly don't have a clue, all my fans could be Polish, for all I know. Or they could be from outer space. But yeah, if that fails, then maybe I'll get like Twitch boot access or something special. I filled out this survey, so maybe I'll get like a special thing out of it, because I'm actually a Twitch partner. But I'm not nearly popular enough on Twitch for them to actually care about me, so I don't think I'll get anything special, unfortunately. And yeah, my YouTube fringe benefits don't grow that far. So, yeah. Although supposedly if you got more than 10k subscribers in LA, you get like studio access to some like studio where you can record things. I don't live in LA though, so that's pretty useless to me, but yeah, it sounded cool enough. Anyways, before I ramble on for too long, be sure to watch the video in the bottom left corner as well as subscribe. And yeah, I'll be back with more videos soonish.